How's it going, everybody? Mason and Shelley with Just Adrift. And after getting completely skunked yesterday going to museums and cathedrals, we... No gracias. It's a common thing in Cusco. You always get hit up for something. But one way or the other, after missing our opportunity to see some of these museums and cathedrals, and with them changing their hours of operation just on a dime, we decided to book a city tour today.
There are a total of 5 stops on this group tour, and what we quickly came to realize is that these stops are a fantastic introduction into the history of Cusco and the Incas. Cusco was the capital of the Inca Empire and was founded in 1200 by Inca Manco Capac. Cusco literally translates to the navel of the world in their native language of Quechua. The entire city was designed around the Inca's spiritual connection with this world. The first stop on this tour is not just a cathedral, but actually the location of the most important Inca temple in Cusco, the Qorikancha, or Temple of the Sun. When the Inca Empire fell to the Spanish built cathedrals on top of all Inca temples, so today you see remnants of both civilizations in all of these sacred sites. The Incas were famous for their architecture, engineering, agriculture, textiles, and astrology. Today there is much intrigue onto how they accomplished everything they did without tools of iron, the wheel, horses, or even a written language. Their stonework is so precise, perfectly aligned construction with no use of mortar. They designed their stones to be interlocking, and the walls and windows are also angled to give a more sturdy foundation. All of these factors have made the construction withstand earthquakes and the test of time. Here we can see an overall model of what the Qorikancha looked like back in the day. The Incas used astrology to understand agriculture, create a calendar, orientate their temples, and to connect with their gods. Qorikancha was built to honor the Inca sun god Inti. They believed in the power of nature and natural forces, orientating Qorikancha on a hill between the 2 sacred rivers in perfect alignment for light to shine through its windows on each solstice during the Festival of the Sun. In fact, this location was so sacred that the location of all other temples radiates off this one central point. These imaginary lines are called secs. In Quechua, sec means line. You can see in this beautiful painting each sec connects to the Inca's sacred sites, which are called huacas. These could be temples, squares, sacred stones, or fountains. Furthermore, the Incas designed the city of Cusco into the shape of a puma. The puma was a sacred animal that represented all life on this earth. The Qorikancha is located in the place of the puma's genitals, and you can see all of the secs and huacas radiating from this site. The 2 rivers form the puma's body and tail. Other notable sites, such as the Plaza de Armas, are located on the puma's belly. The next stop, Sacsayhuamán, is located at the puma's head.
Right now we are at Sacsayhuamán. This is the second most important place to the Incas, where there are beautiful structures and dedicated spaces for deities. Can't wait to learn more about it.
Currently we are in the puma's head. Okay, called in Quechua language, Sacsayhuamán or Sacsaywaman. Okay, Saksa means marble or zigzag, and maybe means the intelligence and the wisdom. Maybe for the shape of this big rock we can see from us. And also, Anguma means head.
Sacsayhuamán is located high above Cusco with its immense terrace walls overlooking the city. For this reason, it is frequently referred to as a fortress. However, today scholars debate that it may have actually been a sanctuary, as the complex included many temples. The large plaza is capable of holding thousands of people and seems to be designed for ceremonial activities. The stones used in the construction of the surrounding terraces are among the largest used in any building in pre-Hispanic America. It is still a great mystery today how the Incas moved these stones, as the blocks weigh between 128 to 200 tons. These blocks were so meticulously constructed that not even a single piece of paper can fit between their joints. On to the next spot. We are in Cuninco, which is another important Inca spot where a lot of animal sacrifices happen.
When the Spaniards arrived here for the first time, they decided to deface everything were considered really sacred for our ancestors. It's a sour had with our culture, my friends, in order to have the control of the Indian people, evangelize them and had the control and demonstrate, they show the power of the colonial culture, friends.
Behind us is a natural cave that you can normally go in to see an altar where they sacrificed animals and did other rituals, but right now because of Corona we're not allowed to go in the cave. Normal time, you can also climb to the top, and on the 21st of June, which is the solstice, how the light hits the rock carvings shows a puma, similar to the sculpture in the front.
We are currently at Pukapukara. It is beautiful, completely surrounded by mountains and a massive valley in front of it.
And lots of donkeys.
And some burros.
Hi, baby burro.
Hola, ¿cómo estás, señor?
This archaeological site, the function was really important. Was used like a control that connected different valleys. This is the finishing of the Cuscanian Valley. After the crossing this mountain is the beginning of the Sacred Valley. This is the Cuscanian Valley. The function displays to have the control, mastering, have the control of these different valleys. In particular, Cuscanian and Sacred Valley, that was the function. During the Antisuyo's Empire, usually the local people who coming from the jungle and the Sacred Valley usually pass for the side and left a thief. Maybe the coca leaf, maybe the core, or maybe the dehydrated potato. The Chincanas were considered like underground passageways that connected different cities, countries to the Antisuyo's Empire. Chincana. This is the train maybe. It's not there, it's only this underground passageways. Pasadizos. Look at friends, come up here. I would like to try to recognize this curious rock. This is a model. This is a model, a natural model, which archaeological place in Cusco can you recognize in this model?
Machu Picchu.
Machu Picchu, really?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Machu Picchu. Why you can recognize this Machu Picchu?
Because of the,
Yes.
what do you call it?
Why not Picchu?
Huh? Why
Why
not
not Picchu?
Why a
Yeah.
Picchu?
Why not Picchu? And also the astronomical observation, the Inti-Huatana, friends. This is one of the most important tambos during Tonsio's Empire, which was called Tambo Machay. This was the principal function at that time. In modern time, it's like the hotels or rest houses. Hotel, rest houses or restaurant, no? France. The name of this the archaeological site also coming to get your word. Tambo and Machay. Tambo is hotels, restaurant. And Machay possibly a representation about the natural cave, maybe that you see in the upper part.
Yeah.
Natural cave and natural cave. And also means the snake, possibly the representation, the tradition of this creature world, Tambo Machay.
We just learned Tambo Machay is a resting point along the Inca Trail. There's multiple stopping points where you can rest and eat and relax, but this is the most famous. And it's famous because of the spring behind me. This is an eternal spring, it never stops running. This was a sacred place.
This may be the most beautiful potato soup I've ever had. Let's give it a try. It looks like the color of strawberries, so I thought it might be a cold soup, but it's not. It's hot. It smells good. Oh, it's just nicely balanced. It's just a delicious potato cream soup. When we originally were looking for a restaurant that we were going to eat at today, we thought we were going to have just some very traditional, casual Andean food. But it turned out that we walked into this restaurant after the one that we had hoped to go to isn't operating right now. And we're ending up feasting on these beautiful, delicious dishes. We have a shrimp salad over here, and then the other thing that we have is a traditional dish called antichuchos, which is made with beef hearts. But this is a vegetarian version of that dish, so it's a vegetable skewer that has these beautiful sauces and then other beautiful, colorful sauce accompaniments.
I really wasn't expecting to get to try antichurros because I don't eat meat. So this has been a really good surprise. I love their attention to detail and all of these sauces. It's a delicious dish. Another epic Peruvian meal. This was so good. We're here at Calle de Medio on their balcony overlooking the square, having a few beers and wrapping up our day. We've had a fantastic day. We've seen so much, learned so much, and I'm just thankful we were able to catch one of the last tours before the lockdown. If you like this video, please be sure to like and subscribe.